Representing downtown Nashville, the Director of Corporate Philanthropy and Social Impact for Bridgestone, Wade Monday. Wade.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you all for your willingness to serve in public office. You will presumably be mayor for 4 years, maybe 8 years. And we've had past mayors whose legacies have been marked by investments in neighborhoods, tourism, stadiums, schools. What are your top 3 priorities for capital spending?
Thank you, Mr. Monday. Ms. Johnson.
So my tagline is Music City's Out of Tune. And I have 4 strings that I'll be tuning. That's safety, infrastructure, housing, and schools. And so each one of those strings, I'll ensure that there's dedicated funding for those, and we can't fund anything else until we funded those top priorities first. Now I have strategic plans under each string, first 90 days, 6 months, and we make goals that market, and we ensure that we're hitting goals every 3 months. We're coming back to the table saying, hey, have we done it? Hey, have we done it? And so I think a lot of mayors kind of step back, but when we see things happening wrong in our communities, we have to come out of our White Castle, come out into the streets and see what's wrong.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Mr. Yarbrough.
With all the big development that we've seen in our city, I still think most Nashvillians know that you're not really a big league city unless you're investing in the little league fields in people's neighborhoods. We have to really prioritize the investments in the day-to-day infrastructure where people live their lives. I think that means that you're prioritizing sidewalks, you're prioritizing parks, and prioritizing the school infrastructure to make sure that when our kids are growing up, when we're walking to and from our neighbors' houses, that people feel safe and they're living a high quality of life. It's all good that Nashville keeps growing. I think we want it to grow, but it only is a great city if we keep it a great place for our children to grow up and a safe and affordable place for our grandparents to grow old. We have to be a great city. This has to be a great city to live.
Thank you, Mr. Yarbrough. Ms. Campbell.
Thanks for this question, Wade. All of these issues are interconnected. Are we building a place to visit or a place to live? That is the question that comes first to my mind when I'm thinking about the city that I grew up in and how people in general are feeling in this city. The focus for so long has been on downtown. And I am not saying in any way, shape, or form that we shouldn't continue to support growth in this city, but Nashville needs some love. Nashville needs for us to pay attention to our neighborhoods and the people who live here and make sure that as we go forward and grow, that we're giving businesses in Nashville that business and that we're taking care of Nashville schools and Nashville neighborhoods and giving Nashville love because for a long time now, we've been focused on out-of-town developers. And we need to really bring that on in and focus on Nashville in the coming years.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell. Ms. Rowley.
Yep, my legacy will not be of a ribbon-cutting economic development department. It will be at looking at the 80,000 kids who currently do not, for the most part, qualify for the maximum wage jobs being put in those buildings downtown. So that takes holding our kids in our schools accountable to get more than a quarter reading on grade level. It takes economic development of public safety to make sure that our streets are safe for our business leaders and employees. And it takes focusing on infrastructure like filling potholes. Because if you are getting a flat tire just getting to work, it doesn't matter how beautiful that building is or how many people showed up for the ribbon cutting. So in terms of the legacy, it is saying that those buildings and those edifices that are downtown now are filled with Nashvillians who are prepared, who are safe, and who are ready to go to work.
Thank you, Ms. Rowley. Ms. Wilhoit.
In reference to investment back again, we would take those capital funds and how we can to create the public and private partnerships for building affordable housing. We need to see how we can take those capital funds to make it part of the public and private partnerships to build affordable housing, workforce housing. We need those capital funds for that. We need to use those funds also to do what the earlier question asked in reference to traffic calming. We need to close the economic parity in neighborhoods that's paying the same tax rate as a person across town, but not getting what the people across town has gotten. Sidewalks, traffic lights, roundabouts. That's what we should be doing with that capital spending money, no doubt. Yes, we've invested in downtown, but we still have to invest in small businesses. And however we can, that's what I would do, Vivian, for mayor.
Ms. Brooks.
As my legacy for mayor, we have a magnet school for everything except what I'm passionate about, farming. I would like to see an ag magnet school. Parents, teachers, everyone's not going to college. I'd like to see trade schools have more emphasis on trade schools. I'd like to see community gardens around Nashville. I'd like to see the architecture, the Southern charm, that we don't lose the Southern charm of Nashville. All roads leads to mental health. Where there's a church, there needs to be a mental health clinic. As you all well know, all of our insurances, most of our insurances do not cover mental health care. So once again, where there's a church, there is a mental health clinic. My legacy, I would love to have a board and have an agriculture technical magnet school.
Thank you, Ms. Brooks. Mr. Gingrich.
We have one challenge as a city, and that's that we have unrestrained growth without a plan to manage it. And that causes issues across the spectrum, from housing to infrastructure to transit to capital spending to support our police force to schools. These things are all connected, and they're urgent because we have kicked the can way down the road. And you think about, what did we focus on for the last year? Many of the people on this stage: building a new stadium, the biggest public subsidy and the biggest investment that Nashville has ever made. We need to start to focus on the people who live in Nashville. These are connected issues. Each one, we need a holistic plan. I was speaking to a school teacher the other day who told me the kids that struggle most in his class are the ones who keep changing schools, and they're changing schools because their lease comes up and they can't afford the rent and they need to move.
Thank you, Mr. Gingrich. Mr. Wiltshire.
My three priorities for capital spending will be: first, public education. I'm a graduate of Metro Nashville Public Schools. My oldest son graduated from Hillsborough last year, and each of Chrissy's and my 6 kids have attended Metro Nashville Public Schools. Every school in Nashville should be a great school. That requires some investment. That will be the first priority. Second is transit and infrastructure. That's sidewalks in neighborhoods. It's an ability to get around our city so that we actually still have a quality of life as our city is growing and developing. Third is affordable housing. And I appreciate Assessor Wilhoit's discussion about public-private partnerships. That's something I spent the last 3 years doing. And in just 3 years, we developed over 4,000 units of affordable housing, both at MDHA and through public-private partnerships. Again, by leveraging dollars from other parties, we're able to build the infrastructure so that our city remains livable and affordable for the people who actually built this city in the first place. That's what I will focus on.
Thank you, Mr. Wiltshire. Ms. Hart.
I would focus on economic development because I think everything is driven by money. And I would create an Office of Economic Development and have ambassadors or directors in every quadrant to make sure that we are making sure that the funds and the development benefits that come into this city is reaching every aspect of this community. I think that with that, we will be able to generate more money to serve the education, the infrastructure that we have, and the concerns that our people are speaking of in terms of what is needed most for our people. But I think we're going to have to drive it with the economics that come in for those things. And that would be my plan. Michael Jordan was the one that took care of downtown, but we had a team of others in other areas. Scottie Pippen, Steve Kerr, all kept the other things going. And you got to have that to have a championship.
Thank you, Ms. Hart. Mr. O'Connell.
Thanks. And Wade, this is a critically important question. Capital is the stuff we build to make the city better in the future. I expect to invest in transit and infrastructure. I expect to invest in affordable housing. I expect to invest in education resources. Transit and infrastructure, the next mayor is going to have an incredible opportunity to work with federal resources from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, as well as the Inflation Reduction Act. That's going to mean fixing at-grade rail crossings. It's going to mean upgrading traffic signals and making our city more fundamentally modern. And it's going to mean a better fleet of vehicles connecting the community transit centers I talked about earlier. With affordable housing, we know exactly what we can do with the power of capital spending in Metro because we've already done it a few times. I've worked on two $25 million pieces of capital spending that have resulted in the Randy Rogers Apartments on Rosa Parks Boulevard and the permanent supportive housing project that's underway right now downtown that will support housing our unhoused neighbors. And as a proud public school parent, I know how important it is to have facilities that meet the needs of our students, but also we can convert some of our schools to teacher housing.
Thank you, Mr. O'Connell, and thank you, candidates.